Garrett, I see you. You post a lot of really good content that is taken from your phone, and I've had conversations with you, and I've had questions with you about, okay, what are some just kind of minor tweaks I can do with like a photo that I've taken that kind of just give it a little pop, enhance it just a little bit.
Right.
And you kind of go through like your iPhone settings and you can play with some of the slider things, and you just do a few minor little tweaks, and it just makes that photo look a little bit more poppy or a little bit
Polished,
more polished. Maybe we can just kind of walk through just some of those quick things
Sure.
that you do on a phone. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now I've got a polished photo.
And then what I try to do is try to be quite quick about it. If I don't have a ton of time to just go through and use software like Adobe Lightroom or Photoshop, a lot can really be done on your phone. It's just taking that little extra time to do that. And some of the things that I'll do, commonly you can bump saturation up just a little bit. You can take the contrast and play around with that. And again, these are things you want to play with because every photo is going to have a little bit different situation where the lighting might be different. So you might have a photo that's backlit and you need to bring up the shadow levels a little bit to get your subject or the rider to get their exposure a little more balanced with the background. So those are all things that you need to get yourself just acclimated to, so that again it's just about taking what's there, and it's not trying to create something completely bonkers by like taking that saturation slider and just going to the nines with it. It's just a little bit so that it looks like it is more of what our eyes probably see, and maybe a little bit better. Like it's fine if it's a little over processed by a little bit, but I always have said don't go too hard with it. You really want to just find that good balance. So I'd say the things that I probably manipulate the most, there's a little bit of saturation, exposure levels, kind of making sure that that's balanced depending on the situation. I might play with the contrast a little bit, and then you can also set different, they call it LUTs, or different kind of it's like an Instagram when you have different kind of presets where it might give just kind of this effect. There's a couple out there that I'll use, and that's a way to really
the
quickly,
preset filters.
The preset filters, yeah. That's a way to really like also just enhance it and quickly put it out and make it a little bit extra from what just comes naturally out of the camera, right? And yeah, that stuff can go a long way.
Okay. What are some? Are there some common mistakes you see used like way too much?
Yeah.
That you see and you're like, that a quick this or a quick that would just eliminate that mistake altogether.
The saturation thing,
people are just like oversaturating.
Because it does look cool, like just all the colors all of a sudden you're just going and it's just blowing up. But I think what you have to recognize is, and this is with video or photography, is that at some point it's going to look a little fake and look a little, and so beauty's in the eye of the beholder. If that's what you love, then do what you love and do what is really like you're getting stoked about. But yeah, I think that's a common mistake, and I will say amongst professionals, that's kind of laughed at a little bit of like, and the reason why is because when you pass that realm or that level of just going too much and too extra, then it's too noticeable that's been too manipulated, right?
Yeah.
Whereas something that's a little more natural and really closer to what we see and what we experience in real life, that's what most people are after.
Yeah.
Is we want to get the camera to look a lot more like what we experience there in real life.
Yeah.
So that would be, I think a common mistake. With like video, other common mistakes are just shooting the same, and when you make an edit, just getting the same shot over and over again, where there's not something a little bit different, and that's more on the production side, not the post-production side. But you might, if you've done your job in the production side, meaning you've gotten lots of different types of shots. You maybe shot with a GoPro, or let's say it's all with this camera, but you're using the 0.5 lens, the 1, 2, and 3. Let's say if you have the 14 or the iPhone 15. When you're doing that and creating lots of different angles and shots, and then you edit together with that in mind, that, I'm going to create an edit, or I'm going to, it's kind of like when we blink. When we blink, like as often as we blink in real life, that's how often you should have a new shot.
Yeah.
So every maybe couple seconds, depending on the tempo of the edit you're going for, like every couple seconds or so, get a new shot in there, get a new perspective in there. And you don't even have to have the writing be amazing. It's amazing what you can do when you're just creating this edit with these different perspectives, right? So I'd say that's like a big beginner mistake.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing, you got to get out there and you got to start playing with these things. By playing with all of them and making those mistakes, you're just going to get better and better and better. So there's no wrong way of doing it. There's just maybe a more right way of doing it.
Yeah. You should have a phone full of content.
Absolutely.
If you don't have a phone full of content, you're probably not doing it right.
There it is.
Right?
Yeah. Don't just the biggest mistake you could make is just in not doing.
Not hitting record. Yeah.